The drama surrounding Gervonta "Tank" Davis has taken yet another shocking turn, and this time it didn't come from a press conference or a social media post. It came from the gym. Hidden behind closed doors, away from the cameras and chaos, a story started to spread. A story that sounded almost too wild to be real. According to insiders, during one of his recent sparring sessions for the Jake Paul fight, Gervonta Davis dropped a heavyweight. Not a light heavyweight. Not a cruiserweight. A full-on heavyweight. The kind of man who usually towers over opponents and shrugs off punches that would fold most fighters in half, but not Tank's. One shot. A left hand so sharp, so clean, that it sent the big man tumbling into the ropes, his body draped over them like he was trying to hold on to consciousness itself. Those who witnessed it said the sound of the punch echoed through the gym, a crack of leather and flesh that silenced everyone. One sparring partner described the moment vividly. He hit that man so hard he just froze on the ropes. It wasn't anger that powered Tank's fist, nor was it desperation. It was precision, the kind of surgical violence that only comes from years of mastering every detail of the craft. Even in training, Davis treats every exchange like it's a title fight. And this was proof. Proof that despite moving up in weight to face a much larger opponent like Jake Paul, Gervonta's speed, timing, and raw knockout power still belonged to a class of their own. The clip, now circulating quietly among boxing circles, has fans in awe. Commentators like Showbiz the Adult immediately weighed in, calling it evidence that Tank's strength translates far beyond the lightweight division. He can easily come in around 154, maybe even 160, and look incredible doing it, Showbiz said. He's dense. He's built like a coiled spring. That power doesn't fade just because the scale changes. For years, Davis has walked around at a natural weight of 150 to 160 pounds between fights, meaning this version of him isn't some bloated experiment. It's closer to his natural form. What's more, Showbiz pointed out that Gervonta's not new to battling bigger men. Throughout his career, Tank sparred with heavier fighters to sharpen his reflexes, test his composure, and refine his counterpunching. It's why his timing feels supernatural. He's learned how to make giants miss by inches, and pay for it in blood. Jake Paul's size won't save him, Showbiz warned. The moment Tank lands clean, it's over. That sentiment spread quickly. Suddenly, what many saw as a money grab started to look like something far more dangerous, a statement fight, and there's logic behind it. Experts agree that fighters perform better when they fight closer to their walk-around weight, fewer cuts, less dehydration, more strength. Names like Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson have embraced that philosophy, and now Tank is doing the same. By stepping into this bout near 155 or 160, Davis is allowing his body to breathe, to function at full power without being drained by the scale. He's going to learn more about himself in this fight than any before, one analyst said. This isn't just physical, it's mental, it's spiritual. That physical transformation is visible in every recent training clip. Tank looks leaner, tighter, and somehow more explosive. His shoulders have widened, his back carved like stone, and every punch he throws lands with a weight that vibrates through the gym floor. Trainers whisper that he's never looked sharper. His rhythm, that signature blend of footwork and stillness, remains untouched. Observers say there's something almost eerie about how calm he seems between bursts of violence. It's the same calmness that's made him one of the most feared finishers in the sport. But no matter how good he looks, the question everyone keeps asking is the same. Can skill overcome size? Jake Paul, after all, has lived most of his boxing life near the 200-pound mark. He's fought at cruiserweight, tipped the scales at 227 pounds during his face-off with Mike Tyson, and built a frame designed for power. Gervonta, by contrast, made his name at 135 pounds, a division where speed and precision reign supreme. On paper, the numbers seem impossible. But boxing isn't math. It's timing, distance, and the ability to stay calm under chaos. And those are areas where Davis thrives. His team insists that Tank's defense, his ability to slip, counter, and punish mistakes, will neutralize Jake's reach and size. You can't hit what you can't find, said one insider. And when Jake does find him, because some punches will land, Tank's going to have the foundation, the strength to absorb it. That's why the added muscle matters. It's not vanity weight. It's armor. This upcoming fight, scheduled now for Miami after Georgia regulators backed away from sanctioning it, will have its own set of rules. Both men will weigh under 195 pounds. They'll wear 12-ounce gloves, 10 rounds, 3 judges. And while it's technically an exhibition, everyone knows that what happens in that ring will echo far beyond any official record. Still, outside the gym, tension brews. Lamont Roach, a former opponent of Davis, has gone public with his frustration, claiming unfinished business between them. His tone has drawn criticism for sounding less like rivalry and more like resentment. Observers believe Roach's anger isn't truly about the sport, it's about opportunity. Watching Davis make tens of millions while others struggle to secure paydays has created envy. Boxing isn't just about belts anymore, one commentator said. It's about attention. And Gervonta Davis has all of it, and that attention is worth a fortune. Reports say Tank will earn around $40 million for this fight alone. The number sent shockwaves through the boxing community. Critics called it a circus act, a sideshow, but supporters were quick to remind them, no one turns down that kind of money. If you were in his shoes, one host asked bluntly, would you really say no to $40 million? Even those close to Roach admitted that deep down anyone would take the deal. As one fighter put it, that kind of money changes your family's life forever. It's not greed. It's survival. Still, that payday comes with consequences. Some purists see Tank's decision as a detour from greatness, a side quest, as one commentator described it. A detour, perhaps, but one that can't erase what he's already built. Tank has achieved more than most fighters ever dream of: multiple world titles, highlight reel knockouts, sold-out arenas. If anything, this is a victory lap, a way to capitalize on his prime years before moving on to new challenges. As another fighter, Stephen Fulton, explained, he's earned this. Every boxer deserves to secure their future. Legacy doesn't disappear because you get paid. And yet, beneath the money, something else stirs, a sense of fatigue. Analyst Luke Thomas noticed it during recent interviews. He said Tank looked almost detached, calm to the point of indifference. This wasn't the firebrand who used to glare at cameras and talk about ending careers. He looked like a man who's already done it all, Thomas said. Like the fight doesn't excite him, just the opportunity. Maybe that's the price of dominance. When you've knocked out everyone, when your name carries fear in every division you touch, the thrill becomes harder to find. But make no mistake, a disinterested Gervonta Davis is still one of the most dangerous men alive. Even if this fight began as a business move, it's now something else entirely. It's become a collision between worlds, between the grit of a real fighter and the glamour of a modern influencer. Davis isn't just stepping into the ring for himself. He's stepping in for every fighter who's ever been told that boxing's future belongs to entertainers. This fight, one writer said, isn't about money anymore. It's about reminding people what real looks like. Charleston White, never one to mince words, put it even more bluntly. Jake Paul's career is entertainment, he said. Tank's career is survival. There's a difference. To him and to many, this fight will expose the gap between social media boxing and real-world mastery, between hype and heritage, between fame and fear. Even skeptics admit the spectacle will draw the world's eyes. Millions will tune in, some to cheer, others just to see what happens. It's like a car crash, one analyst said. You don't want to watch, but you can't look away. Whether it's a knockout, a shock upset, or a lesson in humility, the story will dominate headlines. For Tank, the stakes go beyond belts or bragging rights. They're about identity, about proving that a fighter forged in Baltimore's grit can step into any arena, against any name, and still remind the world who he is. Maybe this isn't a traditional legacy fight. Maybe it's something deeper, a moment of clarity before a man decides what's next for his life and his career. Because at the end of the day, Gervonta Davis doesn't just fight opponents. He fights narratives. He fights doubt. He fights the noise of a sport constantly trying to redefine him. And when he steps into that Miami ring, under the glare of a global spotlight, all the chatter will fade. It'll just be him, Jake Paul, and the truth. And the truth is simple. When Tank Davis lands clean, size doesn't matter. So what do you think, fight fans? Is this the moment that reminds the world why Gervonta Davis is the most dangerous man in boxing? Or just another step in the sport's slide toward spectacle? Can Jake Paul really survive what's coming? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because this story is only getting started. The storm around Tank Davis isn't just coming, it's already here.